Hello here, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome, because maybe a collection tour video is gonna bring some new people here. So because, woo, collection tour video time. Yes, this one here is going to be my doll collection tour video. Yeah, you've maybe read it in the title or seen it on the thumbnail or whatever. I'm splitting my collection up into two videos. I had to do that as well, like last year, because my collection is big and I like to talk a lot. If I could, I would talk about every single item in my collection, but then that would be, I mean, maybe even too long for two videos. But yeah, one video is not gonna be a thing. It would be like 6 hours long or something. So definitely two videos. But last year I just split it, I don't know, randomly after half of the collection. But this year I thought maybe I want to theme it at least a little bit. Because I'm not just a doll collector. I don't even consider myself really a doll collector. I consider myself a vintage toy collector, or in general a toy collector, because I mean, a lot of my collectibles are dolls, but a lot of them are also not, because like my main collection is actually generation 1 of My Little Pony, and you know, all these other 80s 90s toys. That's technically what I started off with, and you know, Barbie also falls into that category because I mainly collect 80s and 90s Barbie, so all that you know, superstar era goodness. But for the sake of keeping it a little themed in two videos, I'm gonna start here with this. It's technically a first part, but if you're only interested in fashion dolls, then this might be the video for you. If you're also interested in lots of other stuff, then the next video that also will come pretty soon will be more for you, because there I will show all of, you know, My Little Pony, Polly Pocket, whatever, keepers, etc. And then this video is going to be mostly Barbie, but also all the other fashion dolls or like dolls that I have. So you also see some, you know, modern, like a little bit of, you know, a Rainbow High, Shadow High, or you will also see She-Ra, you will also see Cherry, Mary, Muffin, Lady Lovelylocks, and those. Probably there will also be some dolls in the other video, because I have also shelves that are mixed, where like there's some dolls and some other toys. So those will probably then be in the other video, or I mean, let's see how I split it up. I guess honestly the general toy collection tour video will be longer than the doll collection tour video, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Maybe before we start here, you see I'm standing actually, you know, in front of part of my collection. I'm actually standing here in my bedroom. I have a 2-room apartment. I'm living by myself, so I can put toys and dolls wherever I want. So they are like in my living room and in my bedroom. And I will go through everything, of course. If you're also like, you don't know like what type of, you know, collector I am, I already said it. I mainly collect 80s and 90s, what I consider vintage. I know for Barbies, vintage is technically older, and I have a little bit of older Barbies, but my biggest bulk of the collection is, you know, superstar era in terms of Barbie. But I collect mainly like second-hand dolls. So almost none of my dolls come out of, you know, the packaging or something. So I go to flea markets, I buy second-hand, I do like trades with other collectors and all, and I kind of mostly get dolls or, you know, toys in not so good condition and restore them as good as possible. But I'm absolutely not picky. You will see dolls in my collection that have a haircut, but I just, you know, styled the hair nicely. You will see dolls in my collection that have, you know, that their original outfits, or not just part of their original outfits, or I decided to put something else on them because I don't like their original outfits. So it is a mix, and nothing is like super pristine or something. I'm also not a completionist. That also goes like for example for Polly Pocket or something. It looks nice on the shelf, but the compacts might be empty or something. So that, like, at first, so you know what you're going into. I almost have no boxed dolls. I have a little bit behind here, but mostly I'm a loose collector for everything, for every toy line. So most of the stuff will be loose. And yeah, I say let's start, because the video will be long already. But I wanted to make a couple of things clear in the, you know, in the beginning. this is the doll collection tour video. Next week, toy collection tour video is coming. So let's have fun. I don't know, 2 hours something probably, or I don't know how long. Grab a snack, grab a drink, or maybe multiple snacks and drinks, and let's have fun with my collection. Okay, maybe let's start with a 360 of the whole room and then also my other room. This is usually the wall where I film most of my videos, where I have a big desk behind me. So this is this. And then turn around here. There are these shelves, Polly Pocket Barbie, My Little Pony, miscellaneous shelves, play sets, keepers, plushies. There's my couch. There's the 3 big Barbie shelves. Here's my couch desk, where currently there's my Easter stuff and some Barbies that I have just finished, you know, styling and dressing and all. That's always the case. Either they're sitting there, or when my big work desk, when I'm working, then usually this desk here, which is currently just, you know, it's at the wall, it is usually then standing right here. I'm working then looking out of the window. That's why what this is just there, my screens and everything, all my work stuff is behind there, because I have a week off. That's why it's all packed away. But yeah, we were here. And then TV, a couple of plushies there, My Little Pony minifigures here, and my kitchen, and we're back. So that was the 360 of this room, and here's the other room, which is mainly my bedroom. Guess there's my bed. We have lots of shelves here. That's mainly dolls, Barbies, and then we have a couple of shelves there, a little bit of there, some plushies over there. There are my Petras. And then we have here another big wall of Barbie and action figures, and 3 more shelves here. So, whoop. This is the other room. And we're back here. So now you know what you're dealing with. And depending on which video you see, I will either focus more on the dolls or on the other toys. Let's directly start off with my vintage Barbies. Of course, I consider most of my Barbies in my collection vintage, because I collect also a lot of 80s and 90s. That's all, you know, over here and on some of these other shelves. But if you would ask long-term Barbie collectors, then they would probably say, well, that's not vintage. Vintage, mostly in terms of Barbie, what's considered vintage is 60s and 70s. This is not my main collection, but I do have, you know, it's about this part here that's really 60s and 70s. And I want to show you my favorite of the, if you know, go for the 60s and 70s eras, is the mod era, and then it goes into the Malibu. Those two I like. That's why I have more of these than I have of the really early vintage ones. The only ones that I actually have are way in the back there, the Fashion Queen and the Ken, and then the bubble cut there. The bubble cut actually is a bend-like bubble cut, so a European one, probably rather rare or what, but you know, she's fine, but I don't need more bubble cuts. I also don't need a ponytail or something. If they come into my life, I keep them, I treasure them, it's amazing, but it's nothing that I seek out. Then I have, I mean, they're not necessarily ordered really by like in order of, you know, first and then what came, you know, 60s and then 70s. Also them all, as you can see it, maybe just all like in order of, you know, color again a little bit, and color also just depended on how I dressed them, because most of these of course are not wearing their original outfits, because a lot of the early Barbies just came with a bathing suit. I mean, she has, like the Fashion Queen, that's her original bathing suit. I do actually have her original bathing suit, but I think this outfit is cuter, way cuter than just having them in a bathing suit. And for some I do have them in their you know, beachwear, like the Malibu here or the Malibu Frenzy, but a lot of them are just dressed in whatever fashions I think is cool. This one here with a Steffi face, so she is of course 70s, but she is a European standard Barbie, same as the one with the hat there and the pink outfit, which this pink outfit is probably not even 70s. It's maybe the pants are, but you know, but these are two different European standard Barbies. Here we have Sweet 16 Barbie, we have the Quick Curl Barbie, and then I have two more that are earlier, so early 60s. We have the Skipper and a Scooter. Both are not bent leg, both are straight leg. So, and I dressed them in these super adorable outfits. Here in the front, this is mainly what I have also in the front here. I have a couple of these, you know, Tootie and Tot style mini dolls. So they are, of course, this is Tot, and I also have a Tootie over here. These were supposed to be Barbie siblings back in the 60s. They're not all from the 60s because they were released in Europe. They were released later on as well, also in the 70s. So I also have some of the European versions here. This is definitely European Chris from more like the mid-70s. And a Carla here, the black character. Another Carla in her original outfit. This is an earlier one. She has more, like her legs and arms are more bendy than the others. The others are a little more firm, so tells me this Chris is probably from the 60s. Yeah, what else do I have here? Here in the middle, it's a lot of Malibu. So an original Malibu Barbie in an original swimsuit, of course. We have another Malibu Barbie in it's actually a Petra dress, but I really liked it. I wanted to put something green next to the Ken because, yes, Ken also had, of course, the same as a lot of the characters from the Malibu line, because they were released from the early 70s until the almost late 70s or mid 70s. They had several different bathing suits, and one of Ken's pants was the green one, and I only have this one, so that's why he's wearing the green. I wanted to put something green next to it. That's why I put this Malibu Barbie in the green outfit, although that's not even a Barbie outfit. But it also matches nicely with the Skipper outfit here. This is also Malibu Skipper. Don't have her in an original bathing suit, but these type of dresses, this is an original 70s Skipper dress. I really like them for the Malibu dolls. Then we have Malibu PJ there. A lot of these don't have really nice hair. You can see she has cut hair, she has a strand of cut hair, she actually has cut hair, but this is when I find them, you know, in random lots or at flea markets, like the Malibu PJs from a flea market, for example. The Malibu Frenzy is really nice, but she is from a convention, of course. I paid more for her. Then this Barbie, she's also a Malibu Barbie, or of course could also be one of the Olympic, what are called, gold medal Barbies, but you know, those are mostly almost the same dolls as the Malibus, but she is a different country make, so she's, I think, a Taiwan. That's why she has a deeper tan and actually has polypropylene hair while the others have still the what's it called, acetate, I think, hair. Yeah, I really like the Malibus. I don't know, they're cool. In the back, we're getting a little bit earlier again. I have a Julia and I have a the Marlow Flip TNT. She's the one with the straight eyes, so she's also early 70s, almost the same time frame as Malibu Barbie here. They are wearing nice mod fashions, of course, and then also again some other mod dolls like the Skipper here. We have my beautiful TNT. I will redress her, but for now I still have her in this. I mean, this is her original outfit underneath, and I just happen to have this weird coat that has the exact same color. That's why I put it on her. Probably not a Barbie piece. Then I have my Francie here. This is yes, I think the earliest Francie. So she doesn't have a TNT waist yet. Here in the front I have a Skipper, a European Skipper. I think that's the party. I always mix it up. Is it fun time or party time? It's the one who does not have lashes. There's two lines. I think both are looking very similar. Both are even, I think, but this is the dress of, I think this is the party time dress, but on the fun time Skipper. But it is also like a same era Skipper dress. And then I have actually, because I was already talking about Malibu here in the middle, I actually also have two Malibu Christies, both also with cut hair. This one, and then the one in the back there with the red outfit. Both flea market finds, hence the cut hair. So have anyone forgotten in this here? Yeah, the Kens in the back there, because I have this is free, no, not free moving, live action Ken, that's what I wanted to say. Of course, completely different outfit. Don't have his full outfit. The pants are actually original. They're the you know, mustard colored pants. And then I have Mod Hair Ken in its original outfit, and I have the European Equestrian Barbie from the mid-70s, or I mean, she was almost released when the change from TNT phase to Superstar phase happened. So yeah, I think now I've talked about all of this vintage goodness here. And what now, after the cut from 70s, 60s, here what now starts is actually really color coordinated Barbie shelves, and on those are mostly 80s and 90s dolls. Of course, it already starts here that I had put the Christie, the Malibu Christie with a red outfit to this side, and also the Barbie with the red in the back there, because it starts here with the Barbies that I dressed or are. I mean, it is a mix, of course, of dolls that were wearing their original outfits and therefore are in this area here, or are I dressed in this color scheme, but it is mainly black and red and white here, and from white we are then getting into the white. So it is a mix. I mean, this is not even a doll from the Barbie line here. She's from the Star line, still Mattel, but a different doll line. This is the main character, but it's not her original outfit, but it looks similar. We have dolls here like the Western Stampin' Tara Lynn. I recently got technically an upgrade for her with a little longer hair, but also her hair is actually cut. So, and she has her earrings, and the other one doesn't have earrings. So I don't know which one I will keep for now, but still the other one. I mean, actually the other one still is in hair curlers right now, so she is still on display here. We have dolls here like we have the wonky eye, and so the winking Western Barbie, not in her original outfit, but I have actually the other Western Barbie, so the European one in this outfit. That's why I have her in a completely different outfit. We have Hispanic Barbie, and then also some fashion plays just in the back dressed. This is the white red striped Ken and Barbie. There are C11 Barbie and Ken, a European line. Then we have actually here the Jewel Secret Skipper, also dressed in a little bit of a different fashion. And in the front also, of course, my two Loving You Barbies. They're different country makes, which is why they look different in the face. And I do have outfits for both of them, the original ones, but I like to don't put like the same outfits on this display, mainly because, you know, the variety in Barbie, of course, is easily to achieve with all of these different fashions. You know, fashion play is one of the main parts of the Barbie line. Oh, I completely skipped over this little girl. This is actually the Janet from the Polly Pocket line. Okay, I'm very high here, so I cannot just make a step to the right because I'm on a ladder. I give my best to still show you everything here. We are getting now really into white. We have dolls like the first birthday Barbie, or I have a Princess Barbie, a European one, this one here in the middle. We have Ellen and Mitch in the back from the wedding set. We have my first Princess Barbie. And yeah, if you have seen my rearrangement, you know, the video where I rearranged all of the Barbie shelves, you have kind of seen this. This has not changed since then because it's just been a month or so since I changed all of that. And from the previous display, what you might notice is that some dolls that were mostly in the back are now in the front. So like, for example, I don't know, these dolls, they were always hidden in the back, or I don't know, the Mitch and Ellen were pretty prominently to be seen, but now they're in the back, or, you know, I kind of switched it up a little bit. My first, we have here probably, I don't know what she is on the Superstar face, like it could be roller blade Barbie, or the roller skate Barbie, but it could also be the bridal Barbie here. Secret Hearts, Dance Magic. The Skipper is not in her original outfit. She is the homecoming Skipper, but, you know, another white Skipper outfit. I have one bridal Barbie there in the back, and then I think I need to shift my position here. Yeah, not much more here. We have the Friendship Barbie. We have very nicely prominently in the front here Crystal Barbie. I love her. And then some more fairy style Barbies from the 90s. We have Angel Princess and Bubble Angel, or fairy, maybe they are rather angel Barbies. Okay, then let's get to the other shelves. I think I have to speed up a little bit because I tend to talk a lot about every single Barbie, but actually we don't have time for this in this video. But here are my mostly purple dressed dolls. We have dolls here like Earring Magic Ken, or actually in the back there's a Beauty Secrets Barbie. Her case is purple, that's why she's here. I mean, her original outfit would be pink. We have dolls. I mean, like Twirly Curls, who is not really purple, but she has a purple chair. My Polly Pocket Whitney, the little girl, is here. Passion Plays. I have 2 Twirly Curls. They're different country makes, that's why I kept them. And as I said, I don't like to display the same doll. If I have the same doll in the same outfit, then I tend to dress the other one in a nice fashion pack. Then we have dolls like the Sears exclusive, like 100 Year of Sears in the back, just wearing a different outfit. We have Dream Date Barbie and Ken. This is a custom made out of the Dolls of the World doll. Then we have fashion plays, different fashion plays. This is actually another Peaches and Cream, but I have Peaches and Cream there, that's why she's in a different dress. And of course, Superstar Barbie. Here are mostly all of the, like the 80s, the classic 80s ones. We have right in the middle, like Angel Face. We have Day to Night, 2 of them actually. We have, well, she's not necessarily one of those. I think she's 90s, so she's a Bath Blast Barbie from the 90s. But like color scheme wise, this is all very, very pink. From the purples, we got into, you know, transitioning into the pinks, like the hot pinks, hot pink with white a little bit. This Ken in the back is actually a either a Hispanic version of a Ken, or it is maybe even the Hawaii Ken from the early 80s, but not in his original outfit. I just put something together to make sense in this display. I also have the Barbie pets in here from the 80s. We have the poodle Prince, we have the cat Fluff, and we have the parrot Tahiti. And then here, wonderful, also in the front, one of my favorites, the Sweet Roses PJ. We have 2 Dream Glow Barbies. I used to have more. I think I even have another one, but I cannot put all full of Dream Glow Barbies because it's one of my favorites. Actually, Peaches and Cream and Dream Glow are my favorite 80s dolls, but these are clearly different in the face. They're different country makes. Dream Glow Ken in the back. And, you know, some others, some my firsts. Here we have a, oh, I forgot her name. Something with roses, Pretty Roses or something. Or is it Party something? Oops. But of course, I said it, Peaches and Cream. From the pinks, and mostly pinks, a little bit maybe with white, we get into the peaches, which makes sense with Peaches and Cream. Then I have another very peach doll here that I recently got actually this doll from Chip, from the US, from the channel friend Chip. And here's another one in a peach dress. And I also put this discolored little Barbie keychain here. It was probably not peach to begin with. It probably was a different color, it was probably pink. But it's discolored and matches now really nice with the peach dolls. What you cannot really see that much nice in the back, but there's actually a wonderful Heart Family mom in the back. And there's an earlier My First Ballerina Barbie. Now we're getting into yellow. Yes, I would like to put the dolls that are from the same line next to each other, but if their color schemes are very different, then I'm mostly not doing it. On top of that, I don't even have Christie's original outfit. Yeah, this is the original. This is not reproduction or anything. This is the original Superstar Christie. Her original outfit also would be yellow. That's why I have her in a yellow outfit, and she's here instead of standing next to her, you know, Barbie match. And then we have like the European exclusive Music Loving, and we have dolls like the Magic Curls Barbie, and some that are more beachy we're getting into here. You see tropical. I think it's not even tropical Barbie. It's just a bathing suit, because the Barbie is actually not Island Fun is actually, but the Ken is the tropical Ken. We have some more fashion plays here in the front, and this is dedicated to California Dream, because this also belongs kind of to the California Dream, you know, line, this ice cream wagon thing. And in the back, what is on the wall, we have Barbie, Skipper, and Mitch. Love her so much. And this is technically just My First Ken, but his outfit matches nicely with the theming of the California Dream. And then on top here we have a couple more beach lines, mostly Wet n Wild, and then Riviera Barbie. transitioning into the dolls that are dressed in blue, where the darkest blue is at the side, and then it gets into, you know, lighter blue, and we're getting into pink, or light pink specifically. The Sea Holiday Barbie is probably the doll with the, you know, darkest blue that I have on display, and then I just have this the Japanese exclusive Barbie. But this is also a Sea Holiday fashion pack outfit. It's not hers. I just wanted to dress her somewhere where she would make sense color-wise, and there was not a lot of dark blue, so I put her here in this outfit. And this skipper there with us, this is also that's actually a licca-chan outfit from Japan. This cutesy thing here, but the doll itself is tropical skipper. No, island fun, not tropical. Then we have very classic, the great shape Ken and Barbie. That's actually not great shape Barbie. Mine still is in not a good condition. She really needs to be rehaired, and actually she has a very wonky face, so I honestly don't even know if I want to put her on display. But weirdly enough, I don't find this. I always find this outfit. I have found it so often, but I've never found the doll, so it's just a fashion play wearing it for years already. This wonderful ballerina here, my first glittering ballerina. Then we have this. She's an African American variant or version of the American Beauty Queen Barbie, which I doubt that she was actually released here. Especially, I mean, not even the Barbie I think was released here. So, but she was a flea market find, so who knows how she came here. Then these three here are my Jewel Secrets dolls. Of course, you have seen Skipper in the corner with more red, which is also correct. Skipper's outfit would be correct, but the others are very much like blue and silver and a little bit of pink. So these are here, mostly wearing their original fashions. For example, her crown is not original, but yeah, maybe let's see if I find her crown at one point. Dream Date Skipper, we have Holiday on Ice, or what Ice Capades in the US, of course, but this is the Holiday on Ice version without the blue in the outfit. We have some Skippers and some, this is my childhood, I mean, it's not directly my childhood doll, but this is the Polly Pocket Stacie. We have the cool blue Barbie, another Skipper, some fashion plays here. More fashion plays. This is, oh, she's so pretty. She came out so nice. Oops. Trying to show you her hair, how nice she came out. This is the one of the Tooth Fairy Barbies. Then we have actually a Jazzy here. Don't have her original outfit, but this is the first released Jazzy, so the high school Jazzy. And you see we're already transitioning into more pinks. It is difficult sometimes if you want to have the dolls a little more, you know, color coordinated, but then there's lines where, you know, the Ken is wearing blue and the Barbie is wearing pink, or they're mixed. What are you doing with dolls that have denim and pink? You know, that's why there's a lot of dolls here where it's, you know, both colors. Of course, Heart Family, Mom and Dad. We have some tennis Barbies, one of them here, and the other one way in the back there. She also just a tennis. Well, this is a tennis style, while the one in the back there is a really tennis Barbie. Actually, this doll, this is Fun. No, it's a Fun Time. Cool Time, sorry. This is Cool Times Barbie. I also don't have her outfit, just part of it. And this is the European version. She's not called, she's called Sports Club and not All Stars Barbie. Also Sports Club Ken in the back here. We only had these two here. And then dolls like, you know, a lot of jeans Barbies here, feeling fun, lots of different variations. These two are one of my absolute favorites. They are, of course, the European versions, so they are Style Magic Super Style. There's Super Style, and here we have Style Magic Barbie. I don't have the other characters of this line. Fun Time Barbie in the front, and yeah, a lot of them partially in their original outfits, some of them completely original outfits. And now we are transitioning into full force light pink. We had the darker pink. There was a little bit of light pink here, but this is full force, you know, pastel pinks. We have dolls here. Which ones do we have here? Pretty in pink. We have Perfume Pretty. We have Home Pretty, or whatever. Pretty. She has a lot of different names. Let's just leave it like this. Something of Sweet Roses. We have some fashion plays also here in the front. Dreamtime and Bedtime Barbie, Sparkleize Barbie. In the back there's actually Superstar Ken. I mean, from the Superstar 88 line. Some princesses here, like the Butterfly Princess. This is the Barbie here. She is from the Midge's Wedding set, so she's the what's it called? Bridesmaid Barbie. We have Beauty Pageant Skipper, the wonderful Locket Surprise Barbie, some more fashion play here. She's a birthday Barbie from the 80s. This is another Superstar Barbie, the African American variant here of the 1993 Walmart Superstar Barbie. Another fashion play here with the fiber optics. Boop, boop. This is Twinkle Lights Barbie. Yeah, lots of others. Twirling makeup, etc. Okay, let's continue with another doll heavy shelf. Yeah, because I said that on some of the shelves there might be other stuff than just dolls, but this is my bedroom here. You can see my bed and a lot of Barbie stuff on this cork board. And then over my bed there's two shelves full of dolls. I think it's really different kinds of Barbies. So let's jump in here. Let's start on the right side. If you've seen my Barbie, you know, rearranging my shelves video a couple of weeks or a month ago or something now, and you maybe remember that this is quite a new shelf. Yes, it has like mostly all my mermaid and fantasy Barbies. Still I have some like fairies also in my living room, but this is mostly like, you know, couple of fairies in the front here, on the side, and mermaids. And the biggest part is of course 90s mermaids, but there's 2000s and there's also some modern. So we have like some like these two are from the 2000s, the Mermaid Fantasy line. We also have, you know, 90s with Bubbling Mermaid, and then we have two of the jewel hair mermaids, like the crown jewels of all your mermaid collections, and Mermaid Barbie and Fountain Mermaid Barbie, and I even have now the US exclusive Sea Pearl Mermaid Barbie, and here we've got another one from the early 2000s. In the back there are two that technically don't need to be there, because I would like, you know, these are just the modern, you know, not Millie, oh my god, the modern Odile faced ones. She does not have the Odile face anymore because she has a different head now, because my Odile is on a normal body. So yeah, and from here modern, also of course this is a modern one, but she has the Millie face, but she still looks so good. So everything that has the, you know, 90s and early 2000s aesthetic also goes on this shelf, because this girl also is not from the 90s, she's also 2000s. She is like very early 2000s or like late 90s. I don't know if she's still 1999, but she has already Generation Girl face. And then next to her, that's actually the very new, like, what's her name? Bubble Sparkle Mermaid. I just rebodied her onto a, you know, like early fashionista body with nice articulation, and gave her this little fairy outfit, which is from the 2000s. So yeah, of course, cannot forget about the Mermaid Skipper and the European exclusive mermaid, the Magical Hair Mermaid. So love this, but it also has, you know, more space for others. So also, like I said, these two probably will not stay there. So if I get new, like more fairies and mermaids, there's definitely enough space. Then next to it, you see I have also a couple of boxed things here. This is the only, like, you know, shelf where I have some boxed Barbies and some boxed, you know, playset things. or just the boxes, because the Barbie here is not in the box anymore, but I use it to stack up all the classic Barbie brushes. Up there, I think you haven't seen the video. No, I have never showed this playset yet, but it's a flea market find, the Dream Kitchen. In the back here you can see another one, like a tableware or table set. I don't know if you can put her a little to the side. You can see from the Sweet Roses collection, and now she lost her jacket. Yeah, in the front here I have like 3 dolls that don't really make much sense together other than that they have like black and pink outfits. So they are all from different times. So this is the Billy Boy Barbie, so technically one of the first collector dolls ever released. And I have a Pilot Barbie, and I have a, you know, what's that? Cully Girl, Christy, so all sorts of different dolls, just, you know, making sense there because of the black and pink outfits, because this is one of the only like areas where I really have this color combination. Then right in the middle here, still a little bit of Barbie the movie going on. I love the movie, and of course I also love a lot of the dolls, but I don't have that many. You know, I have some of the main ones. I have the main Barbie still in box, and also the main first Ken that came out is back there. I needed more space, that's why he's tilted to the side. But then of course the Mojo Dojo Casa House Ken, and I have the Fashion Pack still in box, and some like 90s and 80s dolls are wearing the pieces. And you know, you see some other these I actually haven't shared on the channel. These are pretty new. These were the 2-pack that came out, you know, the campfire set. They have made to move articulation, that's why I can make them sit very nicely there. They were a made to order thing, so I ordered them like 1.5 years ago and finally received it now beginning of the month, or like last, I don't know, end of February or something. They're really cool. But I think this is like the last thing that I will buy for, like, you know, Barbie the movie. I really like that she, you know, has now the closed mouth face for, you know, the Margot Robbie, and he has the Ryan Gosling face, but with, you know, a smile. So this is kind of the reverse. And I can definitely use them, because especially her, because she has such a nice body, and also to, you know, wear some of these outfits. I will change it around here and there. And here is more 90s and 80s boxed, and I don't know, behind here you can see also some of the fashion trunks. And yeah, these dolls that I have here I plan to keep in box. So one of the Sharon Sister sets, and the Barbie and Shelley Stroll and Fun, which also is a flea market find. Haven't showed it yet. I think it's not yet been released, the video. And then of course the Paleontologist Barbie, which I just recently got from Chip over from the US. Such an amazing gift. Then a Now Barbie that I found at the flea market. I'm not sure about her if I keep her in the box. It is something special because she's an early 80s Barbie, of course, or like mid 80s, would say, my first Barbie, but the, you know, African American. So I don't know, because I also have the blonde version sitting in, you know, my living room. Maybe at one point she comes out of the box. This is actually a light, you know, that lights up, but I mean I can, because here's the cable, and I can make it a cable. I mean, I have to use a longer cable then, because back there is a plug in, but I would also never really use it here. But it looks good for now. It's quite chunky, and I cannot hang it onto the wall. I wish I could hang it onto the wall, that would be better, but I mean, it would light up pink, obviously. So this is, you know, I love it, but it's mostly left side boxed things, the middle, and also box, you know, boxed things, and then the middle Barbie the movie, and then on the right the fantasy dolls. And down here, let's continue here. This is modern, and by modern I really mean mostly it's from the 2020s. So these are mostly Barbie extras, a very few maybe fashionistas, a lot of the Barbie deluxe style dolls, some random others in between that are not that modern. Like I have some of the, you know, was it also called Barbie style? I think everything was called Barbie style. These are more from the 2010s, so like 2014-ish. But yeah, of course, and also some that are like a reveal, like the cutie reveals and pop reveals here. She was also a cutie reveal, and mostly in their original outfits. Not all of them, some a little bit changed, and some completely different outfits. In between are also all the 3 of the deluxe style chase versions of the dolls. So I have the Midge here, I have the Raquel And I have the Christie here. And I think they are worth it if you can find them, because they are the only dolls of these lines that don't have pixelated faces. And I mean, they're gorgeous. I really, really like them. And in general, I like the deluxe style dolls. Also the newest wave that will come out, I will probably buy at least 2, maybe 3 of them or so. Because he has also deluxe style. It's currently one of my most favorite modern Barbie series. I have also one of the, what were they called? Rewind dolls, little hidden there, also another Christie. And I have the Barbie Family and Friends Ellen. Was not very easy to get a hold of because he was not sold here at all. But I got her in Switzerland from a Barbie store, from, you know, think pink. And then I have some randoms, like she was a color reveal, but she has the Christie face. She's a flea market find, completely redressed. Here's another Barbie extra, right? It's the same doll here that I have here with the braids, actually. Whoa, way in the back there, left. But someone, you know, brushed out her hair and it looks so good. It looks like cotton candy, and also completely redressed. So some of them are flea market finds, but most of them are bought like new, like either in stores directly or some online, of course. I really, really like the Barbie extras, all of this here. The Ken is one of my favorite. Yeah, this is technically my favorite Ken. I think he's super awesome, handsome, and then his like face and his hair. And I really, really like this Ken. It's technically my favorite Ken doll in my collection, although he's new. So as I said, most of this is 2020s. And if we get to the right here, this is also 2020s, because this is the Barbie Dream Bestie line. I only have 4. I really like this line, but I didn't want to go hard on it because, you know, space and all. But for now, they have like their spot here. I always just bought some of them when I really liked either their faces or their hair or their fashions. She's redressed. That's not her original one. That's the Barbie from the first wave. But then she is from the rollerblade wave. She didn't really have a wave. That's the what's her name, Daisy, I think. And then I have another Barbie, of course. This is also Barbie, but this is Brooklyn, and we've got Malibu and Barbie Malibu again, but I needed to have her because of these curly bangs. And then she's just a, bathing suit doll, so a bath doll or like budget version, but I gave her this very, very nice, bathrobe over it here from the 90s. I don't know, is that Fashion Avenue? No, I don't think. I think it was a Fancy Frills or something. And she is standing there. So in between, of course, I didn't really say it, but a lot of the pets, because a lot of the Barbies nowadays come with these pets, especially the Barbie extras, all of these, they're always somewhere in between. Oh, I also didn't mention her, but she technically, she is actually the Odile mermaid that we had over here. So that was her original body there. But I put a Mariposa head on it, so the purple one, and gave her an early 2000s body, and she is wearing fashions. It's actually an 80s fashion, so technically she doesn't really belong here, but I don't know, it looks good. Color, of course, I always go by color, because here we have lots of greens and, pink, green, orangey. Then we have lots of pinks in the middle. We have all of the, the shiny fabrics. We have them here. I also didn't say anything about her. She is, of course, also on the Odile face. This was the Odile Fashion Play doll that in the US was more available, I have the feeling, with a Millie face, but we were lucky we had her with the Odile face. There's also still her original outfit, so one of her original outfits. I haven't redressed her because I actually really like it, because of the shiny fabric. Makes sense here in this area. And then we get even more. Here's a lot of hot pink, and then to the right we have lots of yellow. So what's that on the right here? Apart from the hanging down fishtails here, this is a really cool playset. It's the Barbie Cafe from the 90s. Might be a European exclusive one. I don't know. Found it at the flea market. Just think it's cool. And you see I have more space. Maybe I need more space at one point to put some more dolls here. For now it's just, she's leaning there. And then I have 2 of the very simple, like late 80s. What were they actually just called? They were not even called, were they called Fashion Play? No, they were called, I have the box still of the Christie up there. There. They're these super, super simple ones that just came. These are the original outfits in and some underwear, and then you could dress them. And I will use them for dressing up, but for now they just stand there. It's the black version and the blonde version. So she has lost her shoe. I mean, these are not the original shoes, of course, because they didn't come with shoes. But I don't know where it fell. It fell somewhere here. I will never find it again. Okay, and I, in between here, didn't mention it yet, there are a couple of the Barbie Extra minis. I don't have any of the Barbie Extra minis, but I have like 4 or so. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the minis. And I think from like, they have a really like, you know, different head shape and everything. So I don't think that they go very well actually with the Barbie Extras. I think they go very well with the Barbie Dream Besties, to be quite honest. And I think some of them are cute. This is just something that I got from Pop Mart a couple of years ago. So yeah, this is this shelf. Lots of dolls, Barbie, everything, all Barbie, I think. Just, you know, different eras, different styles, different types of dolls. And if we're already here, this is not dolls, but it's doll related. I have a lot of Barbie, you know, fashion packs hanging here, or just, you know, cutouts from boxes, like from the gymnast Barbie. So we have some Ken fashion packs there. Sometimes I find the back of the fashion pack nicer because the fashion is not in there anymore, of course. Also this one here, for example, this was one of the big fashion gift sets. We have some of the special collections here, also this was something for Kelly. Some like shoes, these shoe packs, you see, I take also shoes out. It's pretty empty because I use them. These are both for the gymnast style 90s articulated Barbies, which it's kind of difficult to find good shoes. So I got some shoe packs there. Here's, for example, one fashion pack that is still in the box. I don't know, I will probably take it out at one point. And then this is not dolls, but I will still quickly show it. A couple of fakies in, like on card, and also one of those fakey elephants on card. And a couple of other things. This used to be a Generation 2 My Little Pony keychain. And yeah, you already see something else, but I will talk probably more in depth about these in the video where I'm gonna focus more on general toy collection, on my general vintage toy collection, because this is the video where I mostly focus on the dolls. Yeah. And directly next to it, I have this unit here, which is multiple Kallax IKEA units on top of each other with different sorts of toys put in. But I have 2 shelves that are definitely doll related, so I'm going to talk about those now. The first one here looks, you know, compared to some other shelves that I have, pretty relatively empty, but that's because I wanted to kind of separate these. These are all licca-chan and Jenny dolls from Japan. I visited Japan in like April of 2025, and that's where all of these dolls are from. I don't super collect these dolls. I didn't have any of those beforehand. It's also that, you know, you don't find them over here because they are just sold in Japan, and maybe some other countries maybe have them, but it's really not a thing that I will find here at the flea market. But I also don't look for it online or anything. They're cute. I think they're really well made. I love the history because, of course, like this is a, you know, late 80s Jenny, for example, and she developed out of the, you know, Takara Barbie from back then, because Takara Barbie used to also look like this. By the way, this outfit that she's wearing is from an original Takara Barbie from the 80s. Found it at the flea market in Switzerland, or technically it was a German border already, but yeah, but apart from this fashion here, everything else I got in Japan. I also have some super cute Showa era like artwork things here. This is a pencil box, or we have some, you know, little like things like this here. This is like, I really like this design. That's why I also like these dolls, especially if they look like this. Like in the middle we have this is licca-chan's mom actually, but in a self-made outfit. I mean, not by me. Bought it also in the store in Japan. Then we have a licca-chan here in the front. Is actually the best-selling doll in Japan still, and has always been. She's like younger than Barbie was. The outfit is a new one. The doll is one from the early 2000s. In the back there, the one with the crimped hair, that's a Jenny, and she's also wearing a cute fashion pack from the early 2000s. That's probably also when she's from. And right in the back there you see this licca-chan is a pretty new one. She is a collaboration with Sanrio, so with My Melody. So you can also see there's My Melody on her apron. And I want to leave this like shelf like this. I think it's really, really cute. The fashion pack, by the way, that she's wearing, the box is still in the back there. And this little compact, glittery compact thing used to belong to it. If I would find more, or if I would come across it or whatever, I would add to this collection, but it's really nothing that I want. I mean, someone offered me to have, like he said, he has more, I don't know if it was licca-chan or Jenny dolls, and I declined. I said, no, I actually don't need more. So this is probably gonna stay like this for a while. Only if I need the shelf for something completely different, then maybe they got cramped into some other shelves. But for now, I really like it. Underneath here, what do we actually have here? This is a mix of, I mean, most of it is now mycene, which I always said I don't collect, but I always also said that I really like them. So it is a, you know, at one point I had to start collecting them because I couldn't escape them anymore. You find them pretty often at flea markets here in Berlin. They are of course from the 2000s. That's why that's actually not really my era of dolls, but I just think they are extremely pretty. And in terms of fashions, a lot of them are not wearing their original outfits. They're just wearing some kind of mycene fashions, or not even. A lot of the stuff is Barbie fashions from the 2000s. Maybe I can also take her quickly out here so you can see better the girls in the back there. The one completely in the back, this is the one with that can make the weird faces. I have her for a while. But the other ones, you know, they're wearing like Barbie fashions from, you know, the 2000s. Either Fashion Avenue or Fashion Fever or something like that. Yeah, let's put her back. She's actually sitting on this weird kitty. What is this? And this one, this is Bratz, because I also have my Bratz in here. I only display one Bratz doll because Bratz is really, this is even less my thing. But this is one from the Wintertime Wonderland, and I really, really like her. She's cute and she's amazing. And one Bratz in my collection, that's okay. I have a couple more, but I'm trying to sell them. So far, nobody has been interested in them in terms, because I'm only selling in person at a toy show. But yeah, I have another mycene, of course, there, and right in the back there's even a Ever After High, and then I have a Monster High here. I also don't collect neither of them. I really like the GN Generation 3 Monster High, and a couple of G1s I also think are fabulous, but I don't need a lot of them. This is, I think, from the Freak to Chic line, probably one of the coolest lines in my opinion. She looks amazing. And then yes, in the front, another mycene in Barbie fashions. So even a Bratz pony here. Okay, a Bratz and a Bratz pony. And yeah, these are also Bratz. These are Bratz pets, kitties. I was also trying to sell those. I would also be willing to give them away because that would make more space. You see, they still have the tag on them. I was trying to sell her for €4, or this one, I don't know. Also, nobody was interested in those. Just up there, there's another doll. Let's have a look. Another mycene. Yep. So apart from that, there's a mycene styling head that I absolutely love. It's from the My Bling line. The other stuff is not doll related, but she's so gorgeous. think I've like changed my mind, and I will include actually She-Ra and Golden Girl into the video. Why not? I think I have less shelves just with dolls and more with random other toys, so then the other video would be way longer, I guess. We can do that, although this is not... both of these toy lines are clearly not like a typical fashion doll line, but maybe someone who has just clicked on the video for Barbie is, you know, surprised about this and learned something. So maybe why not include She-Ra? So She-Ra, as you can see, they are way smaller than, you know, a whatever other Barbie or Maxie or whatsoever, just for comparison here. Ta-da! And you might say, they're not dolls, they're action figures. And then there are the guys who say, they're not action figures, they're dolls. What are they? They're technically more in the like scale of action figures, but with brushable hair, and they do have like fabric clothing. Not all of mine have, because I don't have it on all of them, but technically there is some fabrics on them, so you can maybe see that a little bit at least. She-Ra is, oh, by the way, I think the horse has, I don't know why it's leaning sideways, that's not what it should be. She-Ra is, as you might know, the sister toy line of He-Man, so Masters of the Universe, and came out in the mid-80s. And was, you know, the attempt of Mattel to, you know, cash into the girl toy market by, you know, including like some of these characters here into actually the same universe as the He-Man toy line, and cartoon was playing out. But, you know, She-Ra as being, you know, the not daughter, oh my god, the sister of He-Man. So Adora being the sister of Adam. So that's like, and then they kind of changed the cartoon into that direction, and there were still two separate toy lines. So She-Ra is technically called Princess of Power. That's what the toy line is called, and it consists of these smaller, you know, scale dolls, but they have brushable hair, and then, you know, some other animals, like for example we have here the steeds, we have the horses, and like this one, but I do not have a super big collection. I don't have any of the castles or play sets or like the big, you know, like Enchantra or the big swan or something like that, because I don't have space for it. I would like to have it, but yeah. But my collection is still pretty sizable. I think I have all of the 3 crystal horses and the 3 first wave horses. There's only 2 more horses that I don't have that are from the 3rd wave. I haven't added to this collection in a long time. In the beginning of my collecting days, I was a little more, you know, I don't know, interested in collecting it. For now, I have so many other toy lines and doll lines that I focus more on, that this has a little bit fallen short. And to be quite honest, the shelf is pretty cramped already, so I don't know how many of them I will add in the future, but it's nothing that I like to you know, pick up online or something. Mostly, I mean, the bulk of it comes from one online pickup, a big lot, and then separate other ones, but I would like technically to find the stuff more at conventions or something, because She-Ra is something that you can find at a lot of, you know, conventions that are mostly geared towards the, you know, action figures, because they, you know, tend to be mixed in with He-Man and all. Yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you. I really like this toy line, but it's not a big focus in my collection right now. So She-Ra, Princess of Power. My favorite ones are probably Flutterina, way in the back there, and Mermista maybe. Also Sweet Bee. Sweet Bee I also love a lot. She actually, you cannot even really see it, but these are her wings. And she has this, the backside of her wings, for example, glows in the dark. So a lot of these characters, she also has a glow-in-the-dark staff here, glimmer. A lot of these characters have some, you know, little gimmicks. That's also cool. So what's underneath here? That's something similar, you might think, and it technically is, but it's called Golden Girl. I have 2 carded fashion packs for Golden Girl here, left and right. Adventure Fashion, Abenteuerkostüme, just the German card. This is an international card, or like wherever it was from. But technically, I think from the same fashion pack. The fashions are not that great. I mean, I didn't say it. She-Ra also has fashions, separate fashion packs, but it is a Mattel line. So Mattel being, you know, very like experienced in doll fashions from, you know, the Barbie line, their fashions are really cool. This is a toy line by Galoob. Galoob was a good toy company, but like fashions, I don't know, they're not so great in my opinion, but I love, the artwork. The cards are amazing. It is a similar toy line to She-Ra, as in, is it a doll line? Is it action figures? It's little action figures with brushable hair, but these actually have, you can see it by the sitting here, they have the same articulation in the legs as, Barbies of that time had. These are also from the 80s. They came around the same time actually as She-Ra, so my guess is they're not necessarily really a knockoff line, as more being really the same concept of, hey, we can do the same thing, with these, barbarian, whatever, action figure warriors, but make it a little more girly. Though these are not as girly as She-Ra. These have, the colors are a little more muted. They have also the girls, a lot of them are, the cooler ones definitely are the bad guys. So here we have, these are all from the evil, no, not she, but also, I have doubles, you might see it. She is a double of her, and then these are technically doubles. She's just discolored. And this one isn't even from this line. This is a knockoff of this line, I think. What was her line was Guardians of the Cosmos or something like that. So another line that's technically a knockoff line of these. I have 2 horses, and I have for the horse from the evil warriors. Here I have also the carriage, or chariot better. This one would also have a chariot. This is the main character, Golden Girl, and technically Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstone. That's what the complete line, the name of the line is. Can you read that there? Guardians of the Gemstone. The horses are lighting up, so here their eyes and their crowns or whatever here, the unicorns. It works. I don't know, I cannot reach it right now. It's somewhere, and I don't want to reach it, but technically they do both work. And there's a lot of space on the shelf. So maybe at one point, if I need, I don't know, more space for another toy line, or I need to expand She-Ra or something, I would maybe merge it in with this. Because this looks pretty empty compared to some of my other shelves. I do love this line, but also this line I haven't really added a lot in the last, year or years. It was a time for me when I added to this collection, and I was really into it. Right now, I'm not really focusing on it, but I really love this toy line still. Yes, there is another doll shelf here, in between 2 toy shelves where more other stuff is. Rainbow Bride is also dolls, but I don't consider it in taking it into my doll collection video, because this is more fashion doll related probably. So here I have some more modern dolls, of course, because you can see those are not vintage. Of course, I say I mostly collect vintage, like 80s and 90s, but you saw it also already with the Barbie shelf, where I have the 2020 Barbies, the 2020s Barbies, and I also do actually like LOL and a Rainbow High, or it's most of them are even Shadow High. So I have a very small collection. I mostly didn't buy them. The Shadow High I mostly bought in stores and those, but these are actually almost all, also not directly, but a couple of them are from flea markets, and that's how I would go further with these collections. That I would still pick up LOL, OMG, and LOL tweens from the flea market if I like them. But I can go really slow with this collection. I don't need to rush, only certain ones that I like, because honestly, the LOL OMGs are often very, very harsh colors, and I prefer obviously the softer pastels, but I have a lot of red here. She was, of course, she's not from flea market. I bought her in store for quite an okay price already, and this is the only LOL, what were they called? LOL OMG Fierce. Yeah, that's what they're called, because they're even taller than those and have an articulated knee. Really like them. Have just a couple of the small tots. They are really not my focus. Of course, they have been doing some really cool collaborations recently, like with Strawberry Shortcake. but I also wouldn't put those here. I don't know, I would put them rather with strawberry shortcake, and my strawberry shortcake, you know, shelf is rather full, so I don't buy them new. It is really something that I just pick up at flea markets. As I said, here a couple of them I really wanted, especially when they came out, the second wave of Shadow High, third one here. Also, she is Shadow High. I think these are the only one that are actually Rainbow High. I also bought her in stores, the Robin Sterling. Oh my god, a little dusty here. If you are questioning yourself, how do I dust? I don't dust. I mean, of course I do, but it's mostly just I go over with one of those feather dusters, and when I rearrange shelves, then really everything gets wiped down. Yeah, she's from a flea market, so she's the only not LOL, Rainbow High that I picked up at the flea market. I will do that in the future, of course, because I do really like those dolls, but it is a small collection. It should stay a small collection. It's nothing that I'm rushing with. I just really like them. And yeah, then we are already getting into this. Technically on this shelf here, this still counts. The Skipper, she used to be there with all of the box dolls, but I plan to unbox her. I still haven't done it. I don't know. I want to like sit down for like quiet afternoon or something and do it on my own. I don't think that I will film it. Maybe I film it. I don't know. Are you interested? Technically, I think I don't need to do an unboxing or, you know, I don't know, video about this. Okay, then let's get to this. Okay, you've already seen it, of course, and you've seen it in other videos because this is not anything new, this shelf. I'm not exactly sure if this is actually new. Is this something that I had already last year? I should have watched my last collection tour video. But yeah, of course, I have these three here where we were focusing on this in the middle. And this I have for a really long time already, this Kallax unit where I have mostly boy toys in there. I used to have Star Wars over here, but if you've watched my Barbie rearranging shelves video, then you know that this was the main focus of it. I took a lot of dolls out of my living room from these shelves and put them here, mostly very neon, and that means also mostly 90s dolls over here. So let's have a closer look. I will not take the dolls off the shelves so you can see them better or anything. There will probably be at one point a like dedicated only Barbie collection tour video where I really take off dolls and then you can see the ones standing behind better. But for now, this will do it, I guess. So as I said it, I mostly pick the ones, you know, that have really bold colors. Their outfits are really neon, and that happens to be mostly 90s dolls. There are a couple of 80s dolls on here. So let's start maybe front row. I have, of course, the Hollywood. Oh my God, I can't. the Totally hairline here. So we have the Whitney with a Steffi face. So she was released over here. I found her at the flea market, but you can see she does not have a full long hair anymore. The others that I have are all blondes. So we didn't have the brunette version here. I mean, maybe, but not really. So our brunette version had the Steffi face. But I have Totally hair Barbie. This is actually the reproduction. But I definitely kept her because she has a very different face to the original one. So she's not really a reproduction, in my opinion, not a very faithful. She's still a good doll, of course. These two are wearing Totally hair fashion pack outfits. And of course, these are wearing their original outfits. This is Ken. He is next to the Barbie Extra Ken, the modern Ken. He is my favorite Ken. He has the cutest face mold. I like his outfit. So he's definitely standing right in front here. If we're getting more to the right, we have the camp Barbie, Teresa and Ken. This is where, of course, the Skipper will go, somewhere here. They mostly don't wear their complete outfits or only part of their complete outfits because I don't like their outfits too much. They're a little too boring, so I, changed it up a little bit to like color schemes and all that I like more. So Barbie is wearing, for example, a different skirt. She's wearing completely different top and jacket and all. Ken, I just don't have his full outfit. That's another thing, but he is also wearing a lot of his original fashion. Then we have, mostly in the front now we get to dolls also that are, a little bit childhood related. By the way, can you see her? Jewel Hair Mermaid was also my childhood doll, but she's of course over with the mermaids. We have Sweetheart Barbie here, Tahiti Barbie, Cotton Style Barbie. These were all my childhood dolls. Not these, I mean, I recollected them. This Ken actually is my childhood Ken, so this is the actual one, just not his outfit. I didn't have anything anymore, but this is the hot skating one and wearing the winter sport jacket. And yeah, here with the Cotton Style, I also have the brunette version standing behind her. Here we have the 3 glitter hair Barbies. And this is, I mean, I said it, lots of neons and all, but we're also having a little bit of a color scheme, because to the right here we have more dolls that also have black in their outfit, like the Ken, like this Barbie, or like the Teen Talk behind her. I have multiple Teen Talks on this shelf, but they're not together. They're spread, like scattered around here. So here's one behind her there. This is actually, oh my God, cool. No, it's not Cool Times. That's a dance club Barbie wearing an outfit that is actually, it is very similar to her outfit, but technically this outfit came on Friendship Barbie over in Europe here. Whoops, sorry. So, and a couple more that are wearing black, like also Teacher Barbie, or like Saint-Tropez Barbie. Yeah, Saint-Tropez Barbie. And the Friends, Ocean Friends and stuff like that. So don't want to go into every doll here, but here you see another Teen Talk in between. We have a ballerina there. We have always in between a couple of these simple, you know, budget dolls. Like here we had her. She is one of those simple single dolls. In between we have like Bali, like Sweetheart. No, this is Sweetheart. This is Pretty Hearts. all of those also always in between here. And yeah, we have a lot of, like, you know, winter sport ski fun related dolls in the middle here. Barbie and Ken ski fun, winter sport. Technically, I think they're both actually not winter sport. They're technically the hot skating dolls that, you know, belong to Ken, so Barbie and Mitch. But as hot skating and winter sport, they're almost wearing these exact same outfits and are almost the exact same dolls. I mixed it all together. So they have the winter sport jackets, but maybe, you know, the dolls are actually the hot skating dolls. Then this Shani actually is a Jewel and Dazzle Shani, but she's wearing a ski fun like fashion pack. Because first of all, I don't have her original outfit, and also it's not super cool. I think this looks so much better. Here's lots of green in the middle. Then you see there's another Teen Talk. Where do we have another Teen Talk? Here's another Teen Talk. So also original, like mostly original Teen Talk fashions, but some not, like this one. Just a cool fashion pack. She's complete, for example. That's all a mix. So, yeah, we have another line in between here. Sorry, I always have to switch a little to the side here. So we have here Ken, Barbie, and Kira from the All-American, or like Weekend. The line was called Weekend Barbie here in Europe, but technically, you know them for as the All-American line. And we only had these 3, I believe. They were just the 3 dolls, but in, of course, the US you had more. You had other characters. You also had a Christy and I don't know, a Teresa, or was it a Mitch? I cannot recall right now, but you definitely had others. In the back there are 2 Princess Barbies. They're not wearing their original outfits. They're very late 90s. We have Songbird Barbie and Teresa, and we have here right in the back Barbie and Teresa from the Blossom Beauty line. Yeah, in the back here we actually have some 80s. I mean, we already had some 80s here. These are more 80s dolls, for example. And we have the Animal Lovin' Ken and Barbie, and also the giraffe. This is also 80s, of course, but I couldn't really, decide where do I put them, blah, blah. They ended up here. Maybe at one point I would put them in another shelf. Yeah, my good. I always think like it would be best to put the dolls that have the highest like hairstyles in the back, because like this, they're covering the other dolls. You can't even see this beautiful Christy. She's actually just the what's it called? Not Splash and Color. Tropical Splash Christy, but wearing some completely different outfit, because I mean, you might have seen it. I don't display a lot of beach dolls in my collection in their beach outfits. It's just not, I don't know. I prefer them to have, a little bit fancy outfits than just a bikini or something. Didn't mention her. She is, of course, the Paint and Dazzle because like here we also have part of the paint and dazzle outfit at least. And then we have a little bit of doctor theming here with Dr. Barbie and with, well, this is actually Dentist Barbie, but she's wearing Pet Dr. Barbie's outfit. And then we have a little bit of the red corner here with the Baywatch line. I mean, Ken's missing, but we have Barbie and Teresa. And this is another one of my actual childhood dolls. This is an equestrian Barbie from the late 90s, I think 1997 or 98, even probably 98 in stores. And also the outfit is still from my childhood, except for shoes and the black sort of boots. And also I think the cap is not the original one, but this was my childhood one. And another riding Barbie here. So, and some more in between, you know, as I said, it's some of these simple ones like Flower Fun. Oh, by the way, here in between, also on the articulated body, of course, the Barbie and Ginger. This is not Ginger, she got a different dog. This is actually a dog from the early 2000s from the, what were they called? Where there was always a doll and a matching dog. Okay, yeah, I love this. There's still space for more. I can either squish them together. There's also some spaces that are completely empty still, so I have space for more dolls here, and I absolutely love it. Of course, you have seen it. This used to be like a tablecloth thing, like for, you know, a birthday party or something from the 80s. Cut it a little bit and put it up on the wall, because maybe in the future I put another, you know, shelving unit on top of something that I have even more space to display dolls. But for now it was just, you know, empty white wall. That's not really nice. And the Star Wars posters that used to be there, they didn't make sense anymore around like over my Barbies, because usually this was the Star Wars space. So that's why we have this cool Barbie tablecloth up there. So I think the last shelf in terms of dolls in this room is over there. What is Petra, you might ask yourself? This is another, you know, fashion doll line that I collect. They are, you know, they were a German like fashion doll. They were released from the, you know, 60s onwards until the late 90s or mid 90s. And as being a child of the early 90s, I had Petra when I was little. I also loved Barbie. Like, of course, Barbie was my favorite. But second place, you know, Petra was also cool. So I have started to collect them here and there, very, very like slow at first. And now I'm a little more into it. I'm trying to gather a lot of information about them. There's not a lot of websites online that show these Petras, because I collect the ones from the late 80s and early 90s. I have some older Petras, some really old ones, some from the 70s. They're not displayed yet. I haven't really figured out how to display them, what to display them in and all. And these are the ones that I like the most. Except for this one, she is also from the 70s. She is a Peggy. Let's maybe start here with the Peggies, because, you know, the smaller dolls in here that are more skipper size, those are Peggy. This is Petra's sister. And in the 90s or late 80s, they looked like this. I absolutely love them. We have another one here, Starlight Peggy, glow in the dark. But in the 70s, they looked like this, and I love them. I absolutely love them. Very mod, you know, but as she's not a Barbie, she's not with my mod Barbie, so she is definitely here with the Petras. And once I make another shelf with maybe some older Petras, then of course she will probably go there. So let's start with the very top shelf does not really have anything. It's a Barbie plate, because, you know, there's more space. Yippee yay, I have more space for Petra. And there's a fashion pack, like a really bad condition, but I mean, it was very cheap, and I thought this is nice, because then you at least have a couple of, you know, pictures also and all. Because, as I said, Petra is rather difficult to research. Researching Petra fashions and all, that's really, I mean, there's not a lot online yet. And that makes sense to have some things like in hand also. That's why I also try to get more things from Petra, also the magazines and all. But yeah, here we have actually, this is still my original childhood Petra. So this is the doll I played with as a child. She just has a little bit of chopped bangs, which I think my niece did, not me. I didn't do that. That's not her original outfit, but this is a Petra outfit. That's why I put it on her. Then we have a couple of other dolls. I can mostly not say how they are called, because, as I said, I mostly find these at the flea market, same as Barbies, and you mostly don't find them with their original outfits, and then it's just a naked Petra. And Petra is not easy to identify just by face, because they have a lot of Petras have the exact same face, like first of all, face mold, of course, because this is the face mold I collect from Petra from late 80s, early 90s, but also the face, the screening, the way they are painted. I mean, they might have a little bit of a different lip color or eyeshadow color, but very few are really, you know, so much different that you can identify them as being this or that Petra. Sure, the hair helps if they have bangs, if they have a parting, side parting or something, but it is very difficult. So in the middle, this is Sweet Petra. I got her in box, that's why I know it. It's her original outfit, and she also is a little bit different. She has very platinum hair, no bangs, and has very, very light lipstick. And yeah, it's her original outfit. I have right in the back there, can you see him? This is Fred, it's my only Fred that I have, because I don't want to get too many Freds, because they also look very similar, most of them. This is kind of Petra's boyfriend. Back in the 60s, Fred was Petra's brother, but in the 90s or 80s they have rebranded him as being her boyfriend. Then Flower Petra, Flower Petra there. And then a lot of Petras that I don't know how they are called. I at least know that this is her original outfit. She has very long and crimped hair. But I don't know what the doll was called. Apparently she came with a dog. This bikini is also, well, bathing suit is still also from my childhood. It's from California Petra, but I don't know if this is California Petra. So you get what I mean. I mostly find the dolls nude, and then I cannot really identify who they are, so they just get some Petra fashions. But most of them are wearing real Petra fashions. Not all of them, like her, she's wearing a Barbie outfit, but you see this is a different face. She has the face like I call it the Creata face, because this is technically also what the Creata dolls looked like. But Plasti from Petra took, you know, got the license to use this face in the 80s. So this is mostly the face that was used in the, you know, early 80s. She is one of the later ones, but she is an articulated one. That's why I also like her. I don't like this face as much. I mostly stick to this face because this is the face that I know from my childhood. A couple of babies are in between. Here you see it. They might look very similar to the Rosebud babies, you know, the Heart Family babies from Barbie, but they are Petra babies. They use almost the same mold. Down here, more, of course, you see it. I already talked about the Peggies. Country Peggy, probably jeans Peggy, not sure. She is wearing a completely different outfit. Like she's wearing a licca-chan like dress, for example, from you know, the Japanese dolls. And I actually found out that this is also not like a Petra or Peggy outfit. I think this is from the Hasbro Disco Girls, you know, Miss Matchbox and all. So it is, but it is a 70s outfit. Yeah, then we have in between here, we have, you can see her, some that you can identify, especially like when you find this doll. She was released with a blue bathing suit and with a pink version of the bathing suit, but the doll was always the same. There's the Sunny Petra. She is pretty tanned, has a like, you know, parting on the left side or right side, depending on you see it, and has no bangs. So she's rather easy to be identified, but that's one of the only dolls. And also when you have like a dark-haired Petra, for example, that's really, really rare. This is Mexico Petra. There is a line also then of dolls that even have darker skin with dark hair. So that would be the Gaucho Petra and Peggy and Fred, etc. But other than that, not that easy to identify. A lot of them have the same bangs and all, but you know, I know what the dresses are. Like this is a Butterfly Petra, for example. And yeah, some of them are also just wearing Petra fashion packs, because I mean, Petra had a lot of very cool fashion packs also. I love Petra. It's really something interesting to collect, because it's something that it's always a little bit of a mystery still. Not like Barbie, where everything is like written down on the internet, you know, you find every little bit of information. Petra, not so much. That's my favorite Petra dress, by the way. And I also would really like to find like the Petra belonging to this, because the Starlight line, Petra, of course there was a Petra, there was a Fred, I don't have them, but Peggy found already twice, and then also this little baby here, and there were other. I think as a child I had the horse that belonged to this line, and I think a little baby bed, etc. So really lovely. I love this line. You might think, well, Dreamglow clone, sure, but way later. This is 1993, and Dreamglow, of course, was 1985, so way later. We're here with Petra. One more shelf with a couple of Petras, not so many. And of course, we have a Fashion Star Philly here, which has actually, I mean, I don't really collect them, but I think it looks cute here because I have put a carriage in there. This is actually a Barbie carriage, but why not? As long as I have space, then Petra can, you know, live there. I think this is the what was she called? Not Masquerade, but Maskenball something Petra. So, or just Costume Ball Petra or something. Not her original outfit, because this is a different outfit from, I don't remember what she is called, like Pretty Petra or something. Most of these Petras also have super generic names, you know. Jeans Petra, Pretty Petra, Party Petra. I think Party Petra. This I think is Party Petra. But the outfit is then from, I don't know, Lovely Petra or whatever. You can, you know, Velcro this longer part here, and then it's either a short dress or long dress. You see, I have another one with this face that I already was talking about, the one that was sitting there. She's also Petra. And this is actually a doll that I also had as a child, not in this outfit. She also was released in a darker pink outfit. She is a pregnant doll, so she can have babies, she can have twins. And when you open the stomach, you know, when you open her belly there, then they are like crying, wah, wah. And yeah, this is also, she was also released under different brands. Like I think even one was released under Hasbro as the name of, I don't know, Mommy is having a baby or something like that. But this is the Petra version, definitely. And I had her as a child. Very cute. She even has her original hairstyle. Found her like this at the flea market. And then here you see, this is not a Petra. This is the only Steffi Love I have. This is a brunette Steffi Love, which is not that like often, you know, that you find them. I don't collect Steffi Love, but this is a 90s one, and this is how I remember Steffi Love from my childhood, but I never really liked Steffi Love. I mean, Barbie was the peak, of course. Then Petra was absolutely fine. I really liked my Petras, and I had a lot of Petra furniture also, and, you know, accessories, and wanted really to have the Petra house and all, but Steffi Love was always meh for me already back then. And then we have another Petra. I actually identified her. I don't remember what the name was. It was also something like Party or Glamour or something like that, because she has a little bit of a different eyeshadow. I don't know, maybe I can zoom in a little bit. There you can see it. This was the identifying thing, that her winged light blue eyeshadow there, or like almost purple. Her hair is a little cut, and I don't have her outfit, but she's also wearing a lovely Petra outfit and a little, you know, Petra baby. So there's a lot of room for expansion here on this shelf, and I have a lot of fun collecting Petra right now. So yeah, in the bedroom I also have this thing here. Just a quick look in there. This is storage for all my, you know, ponies that I want to work on. They're either not rehaired or they are in bad condition and need to be done something with. So you know, these are not like just doubles, but these are mainly ponies I need to work on. These are same here with Barbies. These are either just bodies, like you see here, the body of the Bubble Sparkle Mermaid, where, you know, I have rebodied her, or they are just, you know, body donors that I specifically got as being just a body donor, like some made to move here, or they are really in bad condition and, you know, need some rehairing or whatever the case is in here. So these are not necessarily doubles. These are more, you know, parts. Heads, you know, this is this. But I have some drawers where I have, you know, my double ponies in, and then also some Barbies that are not on display. My double Barbies I have actually in my basement, so they're not up anymore. But I can show you, if we walk in here into my, you know, it's in between, up there, I can, you know, jump up there and then show you those. Yeah, I have these drawers here and they are full. Most of them are full and filled up with different things. Let's have a look in them. So here are some double ponies and a duplicate Barbie that I have not gotten down, and some other stuff. Here, these are Barbies that they are not doubles. I just don't display them. They are, you know, for example, some of them were definitely out in my holiday display and were wearing very Christmassy fashions. What else do I have here? Cannot even reach it really. I think the same, yeah, also Barbies that I don't have on display. Not doubles though. Then what do I have in here? Ah yeah, I also have in here, it's very difficult to open with one hand, I'm very sorry, things that are from flea markets that I have now finally cleaned, but I haven't been able to, you know, film the flea market video yet, so the haul. So, you know, you see there's a Furby and there's some other dolls, etc. So this is also stuff that's in here. that needs to be filmed. Same as here probably. Fashions from flea market, random stuff. So yeah, this is waiting for a haul video from a flea market. The upper one is pretty empty. I don't know what's in there. Oh, just double McDonald's Barbies and a couple of double ponies. Similar, I think we are continuing here with stuff from a flea market that I haven't filmed yet. Same as here. So little spoilers ahead. Something that I have from flea markets, but I haven't filmed the haul. And then this is chock full of ponies that are double ponies. G1s mostly, and some others, also double, you know, see a double Megan, double brushes and combs. And I think these here are my, these are my birthday Barbies that are just not on display right now because it's not my birthday season and currently it's Easter season and this is empty. So yeah. So a couple of them, of course, will get sorted into my collection because flea market stuff here, whatever it was. And then eventually I will also bring the double ponies into the basement, so it doesn't, they don't need to be here. But then a couple of other Barbies that are not on display yet, stuff like that. So it really helps to, you know, just, otherwise the stuff would just be laying around. I need to have a space for these things to put away. Let's get to a shelf full of dolls that are not typical, you know, your typical Barbie and other fashion dolls. I was already talking about like She-Ra and stuff, which was also not the typical fashion dolls. But what are these? But these definitely are dolls, so I'm including them in this video. This shelf mostly has my bigger dolls that are like, you know, not really toddler, not really baby. I mean, they are fashion dolls and have gimmicks, but you know, they're more the toddler style or toddler size. Still in the front here we have a Barbie, but this is also one of the big, like, you know, bigger Barbies. She has a soft body. And then in the front we have a couple of plushies. Let's talk about those because I don't want to cover the shelf again in the next video. I have a turtle tot here, I have two of the snuggle bumps here, and a couple of the babies of Puppy Surprise and Kitty Surprise here, all of these cutesies. This is also a weird doll. She is a, you know, knockoff doll, but she is a mermaid. There she has a permanently molded on mermaid tail, and she has the face of the Cherry Mary Muffins, actually, just scaled up a little bit. Though not by Mattel. I don't know who released this. We will get to the Cherry Mary Muffins also in this video because it's also a doll line, not necessarily one of the typical fashion doll lines, but we will get there. And then most of the others are either the, you know, PJ Sparkles or Lil Miss dolls or something that's similar. We have the Lil Miss singing mermaid here in the front. By the way, this is her comb. If you find this comb, this is hers. We have 2 or 3 actually, or like, you know, this baby. So baby Sparkles. We have the Star Bright Sparkles. Sorry, this is the soft body PJ Sparkles or PJ Sparkles Twinkles, and the horse that also goes to this. I mean, her battery is empty. Usually she would have lit up here, around here, but I have to replace the batteries. She's absolutely cute. I would really love to have the 3 others of this line. She is still working, pretty sure. Her batteries should be fine. Yeah, she is flashing like always. I absolutely love this one. This is a soft body, of course. This is like a plushie, yeah, love it. Blaze is the name. But what else? Yeah, lots of Lil Miss. Then we had a Lil Miss here. This is also a Lil Miss. This is the Lil Miss Magic Hair. We have the Lil Miss Magic Jewels. We have the normal Lil Miss makeup in the back there. Whoop. And then we have, this is actually, it's also Mattel. Most of these are Mattel. I think the only one that's not Mattel is this here, because it's Galoop. This one, the Susie Snapshot. She would be a doll that comes with a, you know, photo, like a camera, and you would, not an original one, of course, you would click and then she would pose for the photo. So a little bit of an animatronic. No, and this is Sally Secrets. I'm actually missing Penny Secrets. So these Penny Secrets and Sally Secrets, these were dolls that had, you know, gimmicks like stickers in her body. There would be stamps, stampers, and stuff that comes out of her shoes and blah, 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 stuff like that. But super adorable. All of these are like early 90s or earliest like late 80s. Yeah, I love this shelf. It hasn't changed a lot, but honestly, there's also not much that could fit on the shelf. So for the last, I don't know, couple of years, it looks the same. Maybe I've changed a little bit here in the front. I have another shelf that's similar to these, at least I have one more PJ Sparkles. Okay, and here actually something like a little bit miscellaneous, but it's definitely dolls, so it counts as dolls. I won't talk about the whole shelf. You can see there's lots of other stuff on it, but there's a couple of dolls here. The big one in the middle is my PJ Sparkles. She is, of course, she has cut bangs, but other than that, she is in pretty okay condition. She works, so if you press her, I mean, she doesn't have batteries in it right now, but if you press her belly underneath, then she lights up on certain parts, like her earrings, her bracelet, the heart here, the bow. Very, very pretty, like early 90s Mattel doll. These 2 little ones here, also early 90s Mattel. Oh, my PJ Sparkles might even be late 80s, I think 89 or 88 even. But these are the wee Lil Miss dolls. 2 different ones. This is the ballerina one, and here we have the, I think this was the bedtime one or something, sleeping blah blah, but she's just wearing a fashion pack from this line. Yeah, this line also had fashion packs. So these are technically the small versions of, you know, we already talked about them, the Lil Miss dolls that are in there. And then, very unrelated to that, my only older Sindy doll. So this is one of the pedigree Sindys, the original Sindy face, you know, very popular in the UK. And this is the ballerina Sindy, her original outfit. Not sure if her hair is cut. It might be cut, it might not. I do not collect the Sindy line, but I think to have one doll of this line as a representation is really nice. And she looks cute. And yeah, as I said, original outfit. There's also another doll sitting here, but I think really she makes sense together with these, so I don't need to talk about her specifically. But let's quickly also talk about her. Superstar face, but really big body. Who is this? This is a supersized Barbie. Superstar face. This came out really in 1977. There were just very few dolls in this bigger scale, and it's really hard to find outfits for them. So she, from the beginning when I bought her, she has this outfit because I've never found an affordable outfit for her. I wanted to make my own. I'm a seamstress, I can sew, but realistically I would rather have to have a real one. That's why I never did it, and also why, I don't know, I don't have that much time on my hands. But yeah, so also here a couple of dolls. Not ideal, not how I wanted, but yeah, I mean, they're cute there. I will quickly talk about 2 dolls on this shelf here. I have 2 Disney dolls that I kept, or that I then added because I had more Disney dolls at one point, but you know, I don't know. I don't need to collect every Disney doll, but Aurora is my favorite Disney princess, and I found her almost in this complete outfit. Sure, the pink top is missing, and I don't have her jewelry, but she's so pretty. I will keep her, and she makes so much sense next to a My Little Pony dream castle, because you know it's a castle. It's not a Disney castle, but it's Majesty's castle. But we can have multiple princesses on this castle. And then also Tinkerbell makes totally sense here for me, because Tinkerbell is also associated with, you know, the Disney castle, with the Disney franchise and all. And although this is not the Disney castle, as I said, it's a My Little Pony playset, she is absolutely lovely here. This is also, of course, a 90s Tinkerbell. Got her from Ted Marvelous a while ago, actually now. But she is so pretty. She's the flying Tinkerbell. She is, of course, on the Skipper face and body. That's why I love her so much. And this Aurora is, of course, also from the 90s. So, yeah, 2 dolls and a castle. Let's talk Lady Lovelylocks. I decided to put her in the doll-centric collection tour video instead of in the generic all sorts of different vintage toys collection tour video, which will be the next part, because it's mainly dolls. But there's of course also some others, like you can see. It's not just these cute fashion dolls, but we also have here the, you know, the animal characters. Like I have now finally all of the curly kittens. 4 are here, and then the 2 others are here. The orange one, that was the one that was missing. Thanks so much, Chip, for sending her to me over from the US. I would believe her and the blue one are the most difficult ones to find. Then, of course, I also have Silky Mane, the horse, Silky Pup, the dog. I have one of the little lily tops here. And I have all of the 3 dragons. 1, 2, where's actually the other one? There. And I have the 3 hidden peaks. So these are the little dolls. I mean, they are technically human style, but they are more like little fairies. All these. And this one's technically not necessarily an animal. It's more like a boat. But it's also in here. Yeah, Lady Lovelylocks is such a beautiful toy line. There's also other play sets and all, but I mainly hope to keep it all on this one shelf, because, you know, I'm living in a small apartment. There's not much room for, you know, expansion in terms of big castles and all. I have some of the, you know, playset parts in here, like, you know, this is part of the, you know, castle playset, or in the back. Now I think it's, you cannot see it. It's behind there. It's also a little bit of that. And you know, this is more or less like a vehicle, a play set. But the biggest part other than that are of course the dolls. I have doubles in here of some of the dolls, because, you know, there's also fashion packs. So some of the dolls, like for example, a pretty sparkle Lady Lovelylocks, 2 of them, by the way, both flea market finds, crazy enough. Generally, I mean, this is a toy line I do find here and there at flea markets. So like I would say maybe 40 or maybe even 50% of this is from flea markets, or maybe even more. I cannot have never really, like, because I also found a chunk of the curly kittens in a thrift store at one point and all. Yeah, what else? We have of course the maidens, curly Misty, whatever, curly crown and fair hair, sorry. I also have the ballerina ones. I think this is a double either of the, probably of the first main fair hair, and she is wearing a fashion pack outfit. This Lady Lovelylocks is also a double of the original first one, who is sitting here in the front. She's also wearing the masquerade fashion pack outfit. Then I have, of course, very prominently here Maiden Golden Waves, and finally out of the box also Maiden Misty Curl. She is the only black character on the line. She is incredibly hard to find and pretty expensive. I was just super lucky that I got her in box and like for a pretty good price of, you know, like $90 or something. And I have taken her out of the box. I have kept all of the pieces of the box, and here is one part of the box behind her. You can also see her artwork there. And yeah, she's in beautiful condition, of course, because she was kind of directly out of the box. Also no mold or anything in the box. She's just so pretty. Has her little shoes, so she is a complete doll. All the pixie tails. Yeah, if you're not super familiar with this doll line, apart from, you know, that there's other animals and dolls, the main gimmick of them is actually that they have these strands of hair that you can clip onto them or onto their fashions, or you can also clip on your own hair. That's why they all have these little clips in their hair. I'm not like particularly like interested in I need to have every single one of them complete with their original pixie tails. I actually don't care. I have a lot of random pixie tails on some of them. But if I know that like the butterflies came with this one, I mean she just came with 2, I have 4 on her. The butterflies also came with the kitties, for example, then I do that. The mermaids, of course, they mostly came with the little seahorses here, but there's also a lot of pixie tails that I don't have. The dark haired girl in the back is the villain of the line. This is Duchess Raven Waves. I have also her comb gnomes. You can only see one, don't remember. The other one has almost fallen there. Ah, there's the other one. Yeah, I have also the Prince Strong, what's his name? Strongheart? Is he called Strongheart? I'm blanking on the name. And who is this weird girl there? This is actually a fake. So I also have one little, you know, clone Lady Lovelylocks doll there. She is in her original outfit. You can see that she is meant to be Lady Lovelylocks by the hair, but she is of course it's not good quality, but she's cool. So I like to have her there. And I have 2 other dolls on the shelf which are not Lady Lovelylocks, which is this one and then this little cutie here. They are actually from a doll line, or not a doll, I mean from a company called Creata, and I didn't know really where to put them. So they're from the Today's Girls line. They were more contemporary. They were actually wearing more contemporary fashions, but I dressed them in cute, you know, floral, cutesy outfits, you know. So they make more sense on the Lady Lovelylocks shelf. They're even smaller than Lady Lovelylocks. If you are wondering how tall are they, Lady Lovelylocks, the dolls are on the same body as, do I have one here? As Stacie from Barbie. So this is the same body. They just have different head molds. And who is this weird girl there? Who is this? You have seen her if you've watched one of my last videos. She's actually a bubble bath bottle. Yeah, you can take off her head and there's bubble bath in it from the 80s. I don't know if the bubble bath is still from the 80s, but there's still something in it. Maybe a little gross. And in the back behind her, there's a Lady Lovelylocks puzzle. I mean, it's fully covered now, but yeah. And yeah, in between some more like playset parts, like this is also part of the castle. And then some little other gimmicks like brushes. From the brush, here's the comb from brush and comb set. Here this used to be like a little jewelry set. And of course the brushes of the toys itself. She's actually sitting on a little container that has a lot of the brushes and little pieces also to the toy line. If you look in there, also pieces to the play sets and all, that's also there. And then a couple of fakey things apart from the doll, the fakey doll. Like, I mean, of course, also other toy lines then started releasing little hair clips with brushable hair, like this cutie here. Or I have a little unicorn there with a hair strand. And also this is a bird here that also has a strand of hair. So also this goes onto here, but mostly it's all original Lady Lovelylocks and some other stuff. I absolutely love this doll line, and this shelf is one of my favorites. And while we are already over here, because Lady Lovelylocks, and one shelf underneath, this is my skipper shelf. You have seen it already. That doesn't mean that this is all the skippers that I have, or like also Skipper and Stacie, I should say, because I have also tons of skippers and Stacies in the other displays wherever they fit. But a lot of lines that have like, I mean, that are like separate skipper lines, or you know, or Stacie lines that don't have adults to them, and if I don't think that the color scheme matches somewhere else, then they go on this shelf. That's why I have a lot of different Skipper and Stacie lines on here. But also, you know, already the first one here is not what I described, because it goes actually to a full like line where also Barbie was included. This is the Splash and Color Skipper, but then we have Phone Fun Courtney and Phone Fun Skipper. Phone Fun Courtney, for example, not wearing her original outfit. This is one of the Teen Fun first skippers that were released with this face mold, this is my absolute favorite face mold. I love these skippers. They are my, you know, I cannot explain how much I love them. But the first ones were released probably were the Teen Sweetheart, and then 3 of this line, while these 3 I think were not released in most European countries, or maybe in non-European country, I don't know. and this is the Teen Fun Teen Fun Party. Just not her original skirt, but the rest is original. Then we have here in the front some, as you said, you already said it, some Stacie's, although this is not Stacie, this is her friend Whitney. This is the bicycling one. The bicycling Stacie, for example, I had on this shelf. So I don't know, it goes sometimes wherever I have space or wherever I think it looks cute. These two I love. This is one of my absolute favorite skippers. This is just a Teen Time Skipper and Teen Time Courtney. And then we have here McDonald's Todd. This is the first little Stacie, not her full original outfit, but partially. Then we have Pet Pals Skipper and Courtney, and in the back there are even the little boxes for the animals. Then we have two of the or three actually, because I also have a Courtney, that these three in the back there are of course themed to babysitting. We have Babysitter Skipper on the left, and on the right from 1990 or 1991 the first line, and then from 1994 the other Babysitter Skipper, so the second one. Absolutely love all of that. That's my jam. I mean, if I I don't know if I would need to get rid of every Barbie or whatever, when I could only keep like dolls for one specific character, it would be Skipper. Skipper is my absolute favorite, and she is one of my absolute favorite Skippers here. I already showed her, but the Teen Sweetheart Skipper. I also have her little pamphlet, which is hung over here, and then on the right side you see it's mostly pinks and purples and mostly sporty lines. We have the Great Shape Skipper, and we have the Teen, what was her name? She's from the late 70s, this one's original outfit. I don't remember the name right now, but also something with Teen Fun Sport. I don't remember the line. We have actually two of the Hot Stuff Skippers, but they are so different in terms of their face that I decided to keep both, although I actually do not really like this face mold for Skipper. I do really like this face mold here. This is from the late 70s, but wasn't used all that often. And then we also have, of course, a couple Skippers here, like her, who have still the original first Skipper face. Tennis Skipper, and this is Super Dance Skipper, and the gymnast Stacie, and Janet. No, also Whitney. I always mix it up because she doesn't have really that red hair as mostly Whitney's have. But yeah, this is my absolutely lovely Skipper shelf. Not super organized by color, but still I kind of gave my best. Let's talk Cherry Mary Muffin, because I already hinted at it, because we had a doll that had the same face. Yeah, Cherry Mary Muffin is another wonderful, absolutely adorable doll line. Smaller scale, a little bit more, you know, cutesy, chubby. Technically fashion dolls, because they also did have fashion packs. But I have most of them in their original outfits. Except for the one at the back here, the little peach girly. She's wearing a fashion pack, so this one. She's actually the only one that's still a scented, because this used to be a scented doll line, because they are, you know, themed around baking and, you know, cupcakes and all of that. I mean, Cherry Mary Muffin, so they all come with these cute muffin trays in different colors. Have either, you know, a little helper or like a cute hat or something. I mean, this is actually not a hat, it's just standing there. The cupcake cafe in the back also belongs to her toy line, but it is actually for the miniature dolls, not really to scale for these dolls, but it just looks so cute in the background there. I don't have actually any of the mini, like rubber, like this size little PVC figures. They all came with these combs, with these cute muffin combs, and there's 3 waves, and I have mostly from the first and second wave dolls. From the third wave, which was not released in Europe, I only have this one. You know, they have tinsel hair, you can see in the back there. And yeah, she still smells like peach. But we have the characters like Bar Nancy, and we have Greta Grape and Amy Apple, or Apple Amy, Lily Vanilli, not Millie, Lily Vanilli, Bubblegum Becky. No, Bubblegum Becky I'm actually missing. Sorry, this is Betty Berry actually. The main character is this girl. This is Cherry Mary Muffin, and this in the back there. This is her first wave version, and this is the second wave version. I have one Chocolati. She was actually the very first doll I ever found at the flea market, and I mean picked up at the time when I was actually just collecting My Little Pony. But I knew what they were, and when I had them like in my hands, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick them up. But it was so weird to have a doll. So, but yeah, I've come a long way since then. Chocolotti was actually also released in the second wave. I'm missing this version. Don't need her necessarily, and that's a very similar one also in the third wave. The cookies and cream. I also don't need this one. They have brown outfits. I mean, for Chocolotti it's cute and all, but I don't need the other ones necessarily. Peppermint penny or penny peppermint. I always mix up the way it is, like first which word comes first. And yeah, I absolutely adore this display. There's not much more that can fit in, but I could maybe squish in one or two more. The third wave girls are definitely high on my wish list. And yeah, and Bubblegum Becky. I don't have her from the second wave. Gosh, I'm over here in the corner and it smells extremely like the little girl there. Like sorry, I have forgotten her name. Peach Perfect? Is that her name? Maybe. But I wanted to stay here in the corner because here are some other dolls that I want to talk about. These are very hidden and I'm not super happy about it, but I need to put something on this shelf and I don't have a better shelf right now for these. These are all Hasbro fashion dolls. And a couple more are on my fakie shelf that I will go into a little closer in my other video, but on the side there I will also talk about these. These are all dolls, fashion dolls from Hasbro from the 80s and 90s. So we have mostly Sindy and Maxie over here. The girls in the back row, or at least her, they're on the right, and then these two on the left. These are Sindy's. So Sindy, I talked about her already in the up there because there was a pedigree Sindy, but these are Hasbro Sindys. It's the same doll line, but they completely redesigned them at that point in the 90s to look way more like Barbie. And they were released here. They were mainly released in Europe actually. I think the US did not have them a lot. Maybe also in Canada I think they were released, but the US was primarily still Barbie territory. But what was released in the US and was not necessarily released here in Europe is the doll line that predated it from Hasbro, which is Maxie. And I also absolutely love Maxie, the one in the denim outfit there in the back, and then the three girls in the front here. These are Maxie dolls. So while Sindy started in the, to look like this at least in the late 80s and then throughout the 90s, Maxie was before. It was more like a late 80s line. Actually, kind of, you could say the competitor to Jazzy from Mattel. But Maxie was before, and I absolutely love these girls. They're so beautiful, but they're not really easy to come by here because, as I said, I don't think Europe really had this release. It's for these dolls, it's a mix of original outfits and, randomly put together outfits, like the pink outfit in the back that is original, or the two Maxies here, the one on the left, the prom Maxie, and then the first released Maxie on the right. This is their original outfit, but the others are, I think, wearing just nicely put together outfits. This is actually not Maxie herself, and in the middle, of course, this is one of her friends. And you can see the name, her name is Ashley. This is one of the boxes of, squished together, of course, but of the Maxie line. Also for this character here, Ashley, but a different version, actually. It's not her box directly, but look at this beautiful artwork. It is so cute. The Sindy in the back actually is also wearing her original outfit, I believe, because she is also a ballerina Sindy there. Got this knot. She is a bicycling or something Sindy, but super cute outfit there. By the way, got this also from a subscriber. I got this from Bloody Mermaid. Thank you still so much. I love her. She has also super interesting hair. She has crimped hair, but it's very poofy. I apologize for the not good lighting and all. I try to make it bright in there, but it's pretty hidden behind my couch. Same also goes for these here. Here I even have another doll line there. On the right, oh my God. Can you maybe at least look in my direction here? This is a gem. This is my only gem, the holograms doll. I don't really like this toy line. I mean, it even predates, of course, Maxie, but it's also from Hasbro. Maybe you have heard of gem and holograms in the, competition with Barbie and the Rockers. And I have to say I prefer Barbie and the Rockers by far. The gem dolls are just, I don't like their bodies so much. Of course, they're bigger, and from the first waves also don't like the faces so much, but having one is fine. It's also not her original outfit though. The top and maybe the belt, I'm not sure, is from a gem doll, but she also has your original tights And even her shoes. I mean, of course, she wouldn't fit Barbie shoes. I don't know. Can you even see her shoes? I doubt it. Somewhere there are shoes. Ooh, the other ones sitting here are again from the Sindy line from Hasbro. So we have a black character. This is Imani, which she was actually from another. It's super interesting. I talked about it in the video when I got her. She's actually from another doll line from Olmec Toys. But then Hasbro purchased probably the rights to Imani and continued her as a friend of Sindy in this line. And the ones in the front here are Sindy's from that era. This is her original top, but the rest of them are wearing something completely different. Oh my god. Ooh, it's so stressful to film underneath there. Maybe for the next shelf it's a little more comfortable, because I think we're going to have a look at my I call it my rockers shelf, but there's much more than Barbie and the Rockers on it, but it's all music themed dolls. Here on my Rockers shelf, these are mostly really Barbie and the Rockers. Well, except for this girl in the front. She isn't even Barbie, so not from the Barbie line, though also from Mattel. This is my only Spectra doll. This is Spectra herself, main character. This was a short-lived fashion doll line by Mattel in the mid-80s. They all have these shiny, vac metalized bodies and absolutely lacy, spacey, out of this world fashions. I would love to have more. They also have such tinsley hair, love them, but they're also not super easy to find. I think she was just released in a couple of European countries, and pretty sure that she wasn't available in Germany. And I mean, I will at one point, you know, get more of them, but they're also not the cheapest dolls, so I have to take my time. Found her, by the way, in Japan, which she wasn't released in Japan, but I mean, I went to toy stores that were primarily about US vintage toys, so I found her there for a quite good price, actually. Yeah, but Rockers. I have a mix of course, first and second wave Rockers. I have, of course, Barbie there from the first wave, but then there's Ken, who's from the second wave. Derek in the back, there's first wave. I have actually two, because I think this doll is the one you find the most. I had another double, and I have another double of Diva. Diva is not a rare doll, I have to say, but this one, I completed her. She is so gorgeous. Hair, all like, you know, accessories, even to the shoes and socks. Thank you. I don't remember who gave me the sock. I think it was Elena. Was it you who had another one of the socks left? Yeah. This is the one. Of course, I repaired her nose a long time ago, but that's why I also keep her. She's not super pretty because of that, because I'm not super good with nose repair. She really had a completely bitten off nose. But mostly then she is also wearing Rockers fashions. Also this doll here, she is also just wearing a Barbie and the Rockers fashion pack. Just because, I mean, it's one of the pretty expensive fashion packs. Actually, was super happy that my friend Cotton Candy Kittens found this one for me. This is the Barbie from the second wave. So from the you know, the ones that dance, the ones that have the weird real dancing action feature. Then we have the Dana and the Didi. Those are also from the second wave there. And partially wearing their original outfit. She is wearing a lot of her original outfit. She has, for example, different pants, but top is correct. So it's mostly a mix. And then in the back there, this actually isn't even a Barbie and the Rockers doll, but she has quite intense eye makeup. That's why I thought she would look nice in some Rockers fashions. This is, I think, Garden Party Barbie. And now we're getting, here's the cut, actually. These are also music-themed dolls, or dance or music or something, but not Rockers anymore. We have the Rap and Rockin', we have the two from the Dance Moves Barbie, so Barbie and Teresa. I have one from the Barbie and the Sensations, that's the Becky. She isn't even anything like that. This is actually the Mitch from the Cool Times line. Love her, because, you know, who can resist a Mitch with a Steffi face? It's amazing. But she goes here well because I put her in one of my favorite fashion packs from the Barbie and the Beat line, because that's here. Barbie, Midge, and Christy in the back there. From the Barbie and the Beat, which is also one of my favorites, because, you know, glow in the dark, who can resist glow in the dark outfits? Also, this is also Barbie and the Beat. She's just a, you know, you can already see it from the face, she's a variant, she's a different country make than this one, in partially also an outfit from Barbie and the Beat, at least the lower part. And then on the right, oh my god, this is one of my favorite Barbie dolls, period. This is Lights and Lace Barbie. I only have the Barbie so far, but I mean, same as with, you know, this doll line here or this doll line. They were not released here. So it is hard to find the dolls for these lines. Not even this one. So yeah, so many doll lines that we didn't have here in Europe or specifically in Germany. In between here, I have put some of my favorite McDonald's Barbies. Sometimes, you know, the matching ones because, you know, matchy, the Lights and Lace one, or here the Rap and Rockin' one, here the Dance Moves one. That's actually the European version. By the way, I also have the cassette tape there of the Barbie and the Beat. I don't have any of the Rockers cassette tapes, otherwise I would display it. At least I have here a cool card, Barbie and the Rockers. And here's actually another cool, this has, you know, fallen a little bit to the back, but there's another cool Barbie frame. Let's have a look at this. Whoop. And Barbie is just, you know, having her little Furby there. Some other Furbies over there. So yeah, in between some other stuff. By the way, also from Barbie and the Rockers, actually a box, a music box in the back there. And she is standing in front of a keyboard. That also belongs to a little, you know, pack that is Barbie and the Rockers adjacent. I love this. This is one of my favorite shelves in terms of Barbies. Because it is, I mean, it's so neon and it has a lot of my favorite dolls on it. So let's focus on two more Barbie shelves. It's this one, which is another mainly 90s neon shelf. And then over there, this one with a couple of other doll lines in there, like the Western Fun and Hollywood Hair and so on. Let's first start here. Not gonna go super into detail with every doll, at least I try to not do that, but in the front I have a lot of you know, beach dolls sitting. The ones on the left here, Barbie, Kira, Jazzy, also this Ken, they are from Hawaiian Fun. I have some of these dolls just in random other outfits, like the Christies here. Those are also both beach dolls, Splash and Color, and this is Hawaii, but I either don't have their bathing suits or I don't like them that much. I mostly prefer to redress some of my beach dolls. I mean, Glitter Beach Barbie in the middle, she's in her original outfit. Another beach doll redressed. This is Ruffle Fun, and then I have a inline skating Midge, and I have all of the three Barbies from, or Barbie, Teresa and Kira from the, come on, Galaxy in German, but Flying Hero. This is completely redressed, but this is Caboodle's Barbie. In the back, Midge and Barbie, they're way in the back. Those are Earring Magics. And then I have another Christie here, butterfly art. I have another Jazzy. She's from a completely different line, also completely redressed. Then I have three dolls from the Rollerblade Barbie. She's way in the back. Then we have the Teresa and the Ken. Then I have my working out girls. And tucked in the back, which is a little sad because technically my favorite Barbie of all time as a child, Gymnast Barbie. Can barely see her behind there, but she was in the front for a long time, and then also Super Gymnast Barbie in the back, the European version, and yeah, Glitter Beach Skipper as well. So very colorful, love them. At least now you can see a couple more dolls again, as I took a lot of these dolls out and put them in my bedroom, but you can see still some dolls are hidden. Cannot change that. And then these, the other shelf. Haha, what do I have here? It's Benetton. Yeah, Ken, Barbie, Kira. Oh, lovely Teresa. Teresa, not her full original outfit, just Benetton fashions and something I put together. But Benetton goes really well into, you know, some of the color schemes from the Western Fun, sorry, this is Western Fun Barbie, just in a Western Fun outfit. Then here I have Western Fun Barbie. I have another Western Fun outfit just on this Kira in the back, but here we have Western Fun Nia, the dog. And this is just a, I never remember, school fun something Barbie, but in this wonderful Paris Pretty fashion outfit, which this color scheme here is very, like, you know, primary colors. That's why they're all together here. Western Fun, etc. And then we're getting into the blues with, you know, also the Western Funs here. This is actually from the Beverly Hills line. Not a Barbie, of course, but one of the characters completely redressed. Brenda, wearing fashions from the Dazzle, Paint and Dazzle, from the Paint and Dazzle line. And then we are getting into lots of golds and Hollywood hair, but it's not all together because Hollywood hair Barbie is there, then but Hollywood hair Teresa's here, Skipper's here, Ken is over there. It was really more like than color scheme wise, because Teresa of course is orange, and orange matches with the bronze color here of a Golden Dream Christie. She's a reproduction because I don't have the original one, but she looks really good. The Golden Dream Barbie in the back is an original one. Super Talk Barbie. Sun Gold Malibu PJ here. And then I have two, you have seen her probably also already before. I have two of the Sun Sensation Barbies, because this is the one that I got out of the box, fresh and new technically from a chip. But this was the one I recently before just found at the flea market, and I like her dress, like the way she's dressed. So I don't know which one I will put on display fully. I have another Hollywood hair. She is in a fashion pack, my first fashion pack. I also have another Hollywood hair Teresa. She has cut hair. I mean, not super cut, but shorter than her hair should be originally. And I remade her bangs. The bangs are like rooted, so newly with a more blonde. And then I have a couple other dolls, you know, in the back there. One of the Fashion Play or Disco Barbie, I believe. And then, oh my god, you cannot see her that well. The Kira in the back there is also wearing a Hollywood hair fashion pack. But yeah, now the sun has gone. That's not so nice, so doesn't look that good. But hey, you could see who we have here. Not least, I want to talk about one of the shelves that is here in the corner. I know on these two shelves there's also dolls, Strawberry Shortcake and some Tycho Ariels, etc. But I probably will focus on these shelves in the following video, where I talk more about my general toy collection, vintage toys. But in terms of dolls, I mean, these are McDonald's Barbies. Are they dolls? Are they just figurines? But I mean, they're Barbie, and I talked a lot about Barbie in this video, so I want to also show this shelf. This is really new. I haven't had this any time. Like, I never had a full shelf of just McDonald's Barbies. You have seen it maybe in the collection. A couple of them are also like on other shelves. We've seen some of them there, and I have some also on other shelves that I haven't talked about yet. There's also some dolls, of course, but I will also talk about this shelf in the general toy collection video. Here's also a lot of other McDonald's Barbies, but the ones that didn't have, you know, any matching parts to other shelves or so, they are now on here. I have this little, you know, riser here. Actually, in the back, this was too short to fit Barbie, McDonald's Barbie, so I have some Generation 2 McDonald's ponies on the shelf in the very back. And then I have, you know, a mix of Barbies that have, you know, rooted hair, and the ones that have, you know, the sculpted hair. I highly prefer the ones that have sculpted hair. Sure, they are not as doll-esque, they're not as Barbie-esque, but they, I mean, on a small scale, it just looks better if you don't have brushable hair, especially if it's not a good quality brushable hair. And McDonald's Barbies have polypropylene, of course. That's why I highly prefer all of these. It's not, you know, in any kind of specific order. It's not by set. It's even a mix of European and American ones. My favorites, of course, are, I don't know, my favorites are these ones, the birthday ones here, or the Hollywood hair here, or, you know, the rollerblade one. Those are my total favorites. Or you have Sea Holiday, or the little thing here that I learned is actually from a little McDonald's train. So there were different little train parts, and you can clip them behind each other. So this was not from a typical, like, no, McDonald's Barbie line, just. But they are mostly all 90s. I think maybe she might be 2000s or something, but most of them are 90s. Because, I mean, that's when they started. There were no McDonald's Barbies in the 80s yet. This is not a McDonald's Barbie, of course. You might have seen it already. I just found it looked so empty when there was nothing. I don't know. I wanted to put something small there, and that's why she went there. And she makes, color-wise, she makes at least sense. So it's a mix. You know, some of the dolls of the world were like ones. Some of them I have, you know, both versions. Like here is one that has rooted hair but is Hollywood hair, and then I have one that is, you know, Hollywood hair but with the molded hair. Apparently she was released twice. This is the one you find in Europe. You don't find this one in Europe, but apparently this one was also released in the US. I don't know why they had two Hollywood hairs in the US. Camp, etc. So I really like this now. I don't know if it will stay forever like this, but I'm happy to have them on display now, since a lot of them have just gotten recently, also from this wonderful package from Chip, from Friendship. So thanks so much. But I had already a lot before, and now it's even more than can fit on this. That's why I left a lot of them in these other shelves. Okay, I think that's all the dolls. Let's head to the outro. Okay, that's it. I think I showed you almost all of my dolls. I already said it in the beginning, there are some dolls that are on other shelves. Like I also have my Moon Dreamers, for example. I have not included this in this video. They are on another shelf with lots of other stuff. Or, I mean, I don't know, you could consider trolls also dolls or whatever. I have a couple of other dolls, like my Peppermint Rose dolls on other shelves. So there will be some other dolls also in the other video, but that's it mainly for, you know, my fashion dolls. Mostly Barbie and all those adjacent, you know, dolls. I hope you enjoyed this. If you watched it until the end, don't forget, you know, put something in the comments, like, I don't know, I survived this video or something, so I know like who really watched until the end, because I'm like, people maybe start the video but then they're like, 20 minutes in and she hasn't even really started. I don't know. So if you watched until the end, I'm super thankful. I know a lot of people like my long videos, but for other people it might be, you know, wow, she just overdone. It's you know, stop or something. Yeah. And if you also enjoyed it, you can easily give it a thumbs up. That's the easiest thing you can do here. I think you cannot hype my videos or anything because they're not monetized, but what do I know about hyping? I'm just thankful enough when you're watching, giving it a thumbs up, or as I said, commenting down below. Anything that you saw, anything that, I don't know, sparked your interest, anything you want to tell me down in the comments below. I'm happy to read all of the comments, and if I find the time, then I will also reply to the comments. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, next week's video is going to be the rest of the collection, so all my ponies and, you know, all the others. So stay tuned for that. So, but for now, thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the dolls be with you. Bye!